Hello, I'm Levi Libson. Today we're going to be looking at, I'll be analyzing both Mean Streets, a 1973 Scorsese film, and a newer one, not too new, but newer film, The Departed by him. And I'm going to be analyzing specifically two action scenes and really trying to get into the nitty-gritty of the differences between them. Now, Martin Scorsese is very known for suspending violence and then thrusting it and throwing it in the face of the viewer in a very abruptful, suspenseful manner. So looking at the differences between both Mean Streets and The Departed, we begin to notice a change in his tendency to utilize these scenes and ultimately how they further the plot. Now in Mean Streets, there's a lot of unnecessary violence between characters like Johnny Boy and other people who he feels are showing aggression towards him. Now, a good example of this and what we're going to be looking at is the pool scene, the pool fight scene at the beginning of the film. Immediately, there is shown to be violence, and it is completely unnecessary. No one needs to be having a fight. A punch is just thrown immediately. Now, this is very different from The Departed in the sense that in The Departed, most of the violence results from the almost cat and mouse game that both Billy and Colin are playing throughout the entire film. Every single time violence shows up, whether it be Queenan's death or the ultimate arrest of Colin towards the end of the movie, all of these further the plot. So I'm going to be actually looking at the arrest scene for the example from The Departed and talking about how that differs. I'll also be looking at both the technicalities and also like the technicalities of story and also literal film technique. What is different between these two and how the shots are set up.
This guy's a fucking mook.
But I didn't say nothing.
And we don't pay mooks.
Come on, get up from behind.
Now, in Mean Streets, unlike a lot of his newer films, his camera is very shaky in scenes of action. It's very wobbly and gives almost the sense of immersion. You feel like you're there. It feels like the POV of another person in the fight, holding a camera, running around, chasing everyone. Like I said, this puts you into the scene, and it feels extremely immersive. Now, in The Departed, well, maybe intentional due to the fact that Billy went into this very calm. He had a plan. It wasn't abrupt. But the camera is very stable and steady. A lot of the shots are pretty standard stuff, and you aren't as immersed in the scene. You're kind of sitting at the edge of your seat, expecting something to happen. Now, this brings me to another point, which is suspense. In Mean Streets, a punch is literally just thrown on the spot. That's it. And then the fight happens, and then it's over. And you never expect the punch. And in its own right, that is pretty jarring. But in The Departed, the difference is, you know that at some point, either Billy or Colin or Queenan or any of these other characters, they're going to die the way it's set up. It's completely probable for one of them or all of them to die. So when action does happen, you expect it to happen at some point, but he still surprises you out of the blue with it. A good example of this, which I'm not going to show for my own sake, is going to be Billy's death. You know that he's in a very bad situation being this undercover cop. And of course, the second that elevator door opens and he is killed, immediately it's just, you can't expect that to happen that quickly. You expect it to happen, just not that quickly.
Hey, put the fucking gun down! Put the gun down, all right? I came here to talk some sense into you. All right, just act professional. I can get you your money.
What'd
Just
you
act.
say?
I can get you your money.
You didn't come here to talk, all right? You came here to get arrested.
You got fucking tapes of what? Costello was my informant. I was a rat. Fuck you. Prove it. He was working for me. He was my informant. Shut your fucking mouth. Come on, get up. Well, what is this? A citizen's arrest? Blow me. All right, only one of us is a cop here, Bill. You understand that, Bill? No one knows who you fucking are. Shut the fuck up!
Oh, whoa, Billy, calm down, is what I would say if there was no context for the scene. That is the difference between The Departed and Mean Streets. Billy has all the right to be absolutely furious in this scene. He has been looking for this rat, in the police department, and this is who he found. This person has been tormenting him in various different ways. Colin is essentially the end-all be-all of Billy's entire journey throughout this movie. He has been looking for this one guy this entire time, and once he finally found him, he's making the arrest. That provides the complete context for everything that is happening in the scene, and the viewers relate to what is happening and occurring. They understand this anger, and honestly, they're cheering for him at this point. If this was Mean Streets, I'd bet money on the fact that it would just be Johnny Boy on a roof doing dumb Johnny Boy idiot things like shooting his gun and blowing stuff up, and he'd probably accidentally kill Charlie on that roof, and then the film would probably end at that point, and the viewers would have no clue how that happened or why that happened, because it is still meaningless violence, except this time there is no it doesn't further the plot, and there's no real suspense to it. It just happens. So I think those are the main differences between, at least those scenes that I'm looking at between these two movies. Both are extremely good films that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I look forward to watching Killers of the Flower Moon. All right, peace.